What's up, guys, and welcome to One Run Podcast. I'm your host, Diego, alongside my co host, Thomas.
Why is it like every time we do this, either you're about to go to sleep or I'm just now waking up
I think it's because we
and
pretty
it's the
much
middle
record
of
at the
the
same
day?
time. Record at the same time every time, and it's the common theme for us, especially in
Yeah, but
all this COVID stuff.
yeah, but it's just like, man, like I'm just like it's constantly like me just waking up. It's not like it's early day or midday for you. It's like literally evening time now, so it's like 5:30 over here, and it's late where the fuck you are. So
Yeah, I guess it's because like we're both sleepy and we're both low energy because we're both recording and we're either I'm about to fall asleep and you're about to wake up, so it's like
yeah.
a weird synergy, I guess you could say. It's like the I don't know,
Well, like
it's
today
weird.
though, I didn't even. It's not like today I worked out or anything. It's just because today I'm just drained. Like, yeah, at first I was super happy, but then, people are annoying though. I would say put it like that.
Yeah.
Especially when they make you think and you don't like their opinion, but they have something fair to say, I guess.
Yeah, because then they make you think
We,
about it and stuff like that.
yeah. Well, also like a prime thing is how we talked about it a little bit the other day when we record for Aftermath, and right before we finish that, I said we're not gonna do like those little constant videos about talking about it and what can we expect. Like clearly, we won't be doing much about it until it comes out. Speaking of, by the way, do you want to do like a let's play or hell even like a Twitch stream of a let's play, and then you post it week by week, and we can just as you play, I just judge you pretty much
You just talk
and
shit.
watch you. Exactly.
well, well, I have all the equipment to do that. Only problem is I can't stream on Twitch due to issues with my internet. I don't know what the hell is wrong with it. It was never a problem, and all of a sudden, Twitch won't let me stream with my hotspot. So I guess we could do it straight through YouTube if we want.
I mean, that's
Either on
true,
YouTube or
but
Mixer. Yeah,
yeah, that can work either
we
way. I
can.
don't
Yeah, we'll
care.
definitely see if we can get all that stuff working. That shouldn't be a
Pretty much
problem.
just recording me. Here's me record us recording each other, just like me talking straight shit to you about things. But also, it kind of makes the story mode a little bit more fun as well. It's
Yeah,
always fun when you play with friends versus just by yourself.
yeah. Yeah, we
But
can definitely talk. We can definitely try to do something like that if things work out from a time point of view.
yeah,
But yeah, we'll set that up once we get closer to it. And I mean, like basically leading into this, it was just kind of a because like you said, we weren't really planning on doing more than what we already recorded the other day. Going up into the DLC because of course people will come up with any reason to talk about something that's on people's minds just to put out content just to get likes or views or whatever. And we don't necessarily want to be like that. But you had this idea and figured, all right, you know what? Let's just kind of talk about it and see what comes with it. So why don't you go ahead and
yeah.
kind of talk about what you were thinking of earlier?
Okay. So first of all, I want to say who I got the idea from, and I mean, yeah, I don't care about her opinion most times, but it's the behind the trailer channel. And she literally comes off to me as a judgy person. And it's like, I don't want to deal with that right now, especially something that I really like. And it's like really critical over NetherRealm stuff, I realized in recent years, since the Justice 2. The first thing I seen her react to was the Here Come the Girls trailer with Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Black Canary, and Cheetah. And I mean, it wasn't much to say, but it's just like, okay, she's just a downer. I don't want to listen to her. Don't listen to her. Fast forward to MK11. She says her stuff on one of the videos I've probably seen. I don't remember which one, but she's definitely fall in the category of a casual fan, and not even much of a casual fan, but also there's a difference between shills and casuals. She like hits right in between that mark. The shills fall under a certain category, which we're not going to like name names after that. But they pretty much they hype up the game on what they can and boost the more good things they say about it, the more like they get into their channel, eyes are to their channel. They make videos every 10 seconds or hour, um, trying to say they have new content. It's like you literally could have just posted on Twitter, or you literally could have put that all in one video. You don't need to have five separate videos about the same topic.
Mm-hmm.
Casuals are those who will review something and they have a lot of people, there are a lot of eyes on their channel already, and people take what they say as gold almost. So here's the thing. So I'm watching I'm watching her reaction, and I don't know why I didn't first. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know what? She posted something on Twitter. It actually came on my Twitter line. Let's check it out. I looked at it, and let me put it like this: she had no idea who she thought Fujin and Sing Sung were the same person. Um, she said that, oh, look at there, adding some new characters, and that was when Shiva came across. Like, oh, look, we're getting some new characters now. Like, wow, no. And then you have the um RoboCop thing, which I said this is kind of where like I judge your reaction. I judge people like where they are on that scale on their opinion of RoboCop. And my best friend said the same thing for him. Like, he doesn't do the same way, but he said like you can tell the difference because people who, like mega more Kombat fans, like you, myself, another guys, there are a lot of people. They saw Fujin and that was the pop for them. Like, what the fuck? Like, Fujin's finally here. We knew he was coming, but fuck yeah, he's here.
It's a relief,
And it
yeah.
looks awesome. Yes. And then Shiva was like, all right. But or some people actually like Shiva as well, but it's like Shiva was within the last three games, so it's okay. And then RoboCop is like, it's whatever. But everything else, story, gameplay, um, friendships, were like those are the popping moments for us all. And what happened was, and I think that's so you imagine which one, and the opposite, the same is opposite. So Fujin, no idea. Shiva, some may know her, some like I said, Larry said, oh, they bring out new characters out here. I'm like, it's been around since 1995. Okay, new character. And then they do a huge pop for RoboCop. Yeah, but it's just like for me to explain like what the idea of what people is coming from. So all that aside, that's not even what this video is about. Like trying to drag um, casual fans for being who they are. Like it is what it is at this point. But what it is doing, this video is about, is she made a good point. Um, that pretty much this DLC could be a way to help people get over all the way into the actual live action movie. And it wasn't like I might have to make up this idea about anything else honestly, but this is what I saw and what made me think of it when I called you earlier. So so she didn't say this at all. This is just her saying like they're definitely NetherRealm support from the mainstay fans. That movie wants to be successful, and you got me thinking like that's true. And this is definitely a way to like keep us open minded and stuff to it. But it's like, should that come to like, should the support we have for the game franchise, so NetherRealm Studios, should that automatically just transfer over um to the movie, or should it just be like, no, they have to earn it because, and since the information that came out, it's been like you guys are losing this like slowly but surely because there's stuff like Cole Turner, for example, and that is up in the air conversation where you want to do that. Everything else sounds legit and cool, but it's it's like don't try. And we have faith in this writer because he's is a legit fan. That's been explained to us before. But it's like don't try to capitalize on something that don't try to capitalize on something's name. Like if the movie, I think I will be more okay with the movie that's action packed comedy, right? And more comedy could possibly be as well because it's gonna have its funny moments, but it's gonna be action packed. But don't try to capitalize on the name of something, the brand of something, if you we're not gonna do it injustice. Because that's the thing happening with TV shows as well when they like remake them and they're just using it to capitalize, but they don't get take none of the like they just take the support from the other people. They don't really contribute back to the fans in any way if possible. Some places it work out with, but some places it's just like, why the hell is this even a thing? Like it'd be okay if it was something. There's shows, for example, that are literally great shows, but I think people would like it more if it was called literally anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see what you mean there. I'm just gonna like just kind of give my quick thoughts on a couple things you mentioned. First of all, I have
Mm-hmm.
no idea who this behind the trailer.
Trailer.
I've never seen any of her stuff, so I have no idea. I don't really have much to go off on that, but I do want to say like it's an unfortunate thing where guest characters are more popular than a lot of these characters, but it's just I guess that's just kind of the way things are. In most things, there's gonna be more casual fans than there are gonna be hardcore fans, especially in a niche thing. Like I'm not gonna say that Mortal Kombat's it's like this small thing, but I feel like Mortal Kombat as a lore, it really is a lot smaller than you would think because MK9 was big, MKX was bigger, MK11 was bigger, but before that, other than say MK1 and 2 with the gore and all that stuff, it was never really a hugely selling game. And I don't think anybody or not that anybody didn't because of course like us diehards we care about the story, but I feel like your generic average video game player, they don't see fighting games for the same things that we do. So I just feel like it's unfortunate, but it's a reality that we have to understand and accept at this point. That RoboCop is a very big it's a very big IP, and people are gonna be excited about playing him. So I'm not surprised that somebody who but I would imagine like talks about pretty much everything that comes out, right? Like it's like
Mm-hmm.
that's yeah. So the whole thing isn't like it's kind of hard to be an expert in everything. I'm not defending this person. I'm just saying like I don't expect.
Oh no,
I
no, I agree.
I definitely wouldn't expect her to
I'm
be
not
an
like
expert.
this video was not this conversation was meant to drag her. I'm just like
Yeah, yeah,
she kind of this is I want people to understand like where I'm coming from with this all.
yeah. Absolutely.
And I said like with her word, listeners they kind of inspire me to want to make this conversation made. Not because like casuals I don't care about anymore. That's not do or die thing for me. Like oh you're ruining the game because you're casual. No, it's literally just because hell, even some of my closest friends, they like Mortal Kombat for the gameplay. Not they don't care for the story. Like I'm okay with that, but they do recognize certain characters. So I'm like, all right, that's you still know these characters. That's okay for me. And that's the thing too. She even said that she's still technically new to the whole Mortal Kombat franchise since X at least. So I get where she's coming from, but it's just like, for example, if there's a character in the story mode, the same story mode that the game we're talking about right now, they're obviously not a new character.
Yeah, that's for sure. That there's like if even if you're a fan since MKX, you should know who Fujin and Shiba are. But
Well, not even Fujin. Fujin literally doesn't get any
this is there for a split second.
justice.
Yeah,
But Sheila, even though she's similar, like she had a lot bigger role. She's literally the Shokan
yeah,
Queen.
yeah,
They gave her a whole small stage for the story mode.
yeah. But yeah, that's kind of all. Like, and as for her, that's pretty much all I have to say. Like, that's an unfortunate reality in media nowadays. Everybody has an opinion, even if they don't actually know what anything about about the specific thing they're
Right.
talking about. Like people will talk about anything despite having zero expertise or zero knowledge of what they're actually talking about. They just do it to talk and just to have an opinion, because people they go towards that, and it's kind of like the dumber you are, the less informed you actually are about something. People seem to flock to you even more. But
Hmm.
all right, that's the whole issue for, you know, so that's a whole social issue. But when it comes to should we give credit or have faith in the movie, the people that are making the movie, just based on having faith for the people making the game and stuff like that. I agree and I disagree in the sense that I think you bring up a good point. Like, they haven't really given us a reason from what they've made because we haven't seen anything yet to necessarily
Hmm.
be very skeptical. But I definitely feel like the games, the movies, the animated movies, they are their own things. So if NetherRealm Studios makes big mistakes, there's no reason why Warner Brothers' animation team should be criticized for that. If Scorpion's Revenge is great, that doesn't mean MK11 or MKX is great. They're completely separate things, and of course, the movie is the same exact thing, in my opinion. So I
Hmm.
just feel like, of course, we still really don't know anything about it, but I definitely say we should give them the benefit of the doubt, giving them a clean slate and see what happens. But like you said, Cole Turner and a few of the other things that have leaked and stuff like that have been mentioned, things like that. They definitely, I think they are definitely pushing us to be very doubtful about what this product is actually going to be and whether or not it's a cash grab. We won't know until the movie actually comes out or until we start to see some stuff. But I definitely will say I'm skeptical, but I'm gonna give them a chance. And I just feel like that's kind of the way we have to do it with anything. Like if a Mortal Kombat book comes out or a new Mortal Kombat comic comes out, you have to judge it based on what it is, not necessarily based on, oh, NetherRealm Studios had a rough time with MK11, but all of a sudden this DLC's coming out, so you know what? That's gonna be great or something like that. It's
Yeah.
all its own thing.
Well, the thing is too, and this is what I said right before we started recording too, is that for about because the game came out in April, and we didn't get our first DLC until June.
Yeah.
So for probably for about a good 8 months, maybe. I want to say August is really where we started to have like those issue Nightwolf came out and we got the DLC trailer as a whole. Um, a lot of people either stopped playing or, like I said, completely dragged NetherRealm because they didn't like nothing about it for a while. They didn't like the characters, they didn't like the gameplay, they didn't like that we couldn't do custom tournament variations. They didn't like the fact that the DLC was taking literally forever to come out because we had no communication whatsoever what the hell's going on. Um, but like I said, literally in the course of less than 24 hours, though, because that video didn't drop at the original video didn't drop at 8. Well, yeah, I think it did. So in the course of 24 hours, a little over, a little less, um, I you build up hype for a little bit. It's like, all right, maybe they can get their groove back. I'm not sure what the hell. Like a more story was definitely going to change it for us. And like we said the other day, like just adding character um, would not help the game for us for certain people.
Definitely
Adding
not.
story, some cinematics, bing bang boom. It's like a whole new thing for us now. Like
Yeah.
a new like I said earlier, I want to kind of play MKX instead of just watching the MKX and MK11 story mode. I low key want to just stream it at this point, and then like we can post the chapters up there as we go until we and not do it every day. Obviously, well we can stream it every day if you want to, or we can just put it in one setting. But what I'm saying is also like we can like spur that out like chapter by chapter by chapter, and then same thing with MK11. And once Aftermath come out, we can do the same thing. Um, but it's like literally in the course of 24 hours, everyone who were having their issues with the game literally got flipped because they did a lot of fan service stuff, even more that we haven't even seen apparently, because they're making a stage that's pretty much a big thank you letter to all the fans with like I guess like from what it sounds like it's gonna be like interchangeable stages from different games from the past 20 almost 30 years.
Yeah, and you saying this type of stuff, it kind of you made a very very good point. As in, out of the blue they changed our opinion on what's gonna happen with them, or not what's gonna happen with MK11, but our entire feeling towards
Opinion. Oh,
MK11. So,
yeah.
what do you think has been probably the biggest issue between fans and NetherRealm Studios over the past couple of
Year.
games? Not even just the past couple of games, really. For me personally, I think the communication between us, what we want and what they're doing, has been a major issue because if they'd have told us, for example, okay, there's going to be DLC coming out with rather large intervals because now we're not just making characters here, we're actually making a whole new cinematic experience. I feel like we would have gone from fuck, it's gonna be months between each character to okay, it's gonna be
This
months
is
between
goes
each
with
character,
something.
but because they're doing something much bigger on the side, we would have been way less frustrated. I feel like the general feeling towards the game would have been a hell of a lot more positive, and we would have avoided all this. Instead, we spent not an entire year because there was a couple of months there where, despite a lot of issues with the RNG, despite a lot of the issues where that came out with them having horrible relations with the people that were working on crunch time, all that stuff. Despite all that stuff, I feel like we would have had a very much more positive feel towards the game, towards the cycle leading up to this. Now, I understand that they wanted to keep it a secret because this is a really, really big thing for them. This is innovation. Like everything that like this is probably arguably the biggest thing they've ever done post full launch of a game. I would say it's definitely the biggest thing. Maybe like getting Arnold Schwarzenegger's face to be in a game could be a massive thing for him, but I feel like this,
Getting Keith David for actual Spawn,
yeah, like they've had
another
their
big thing for
moments,
them.
but I feel like this for actual fans is the biggest thing they've ever done post launch of a game, and I just feel like the communication is definitely the biggest issue that NetherRealm Studios has. Is that they either don't tell us anything, or they don't give us the information that we need. As in, they give us only part of it, and the stuff that they fail to mention is arguably the most important thing that they could say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know
Well,
what do you
yeah.
think about this? What I'm saying?
Well, no, I kind of agree with you on that point. And like you said, like one of the biggest things I didn't say, and they think, well, maybe they told us that we're going to look for it. Like, no, no, this is a big surprise. I can see why they didn't. However, communication has been a problem since MKX, for example. Um, Fujin is a prime example, but let's not even go around that point. Let's go about talk about Kombat Pack 3.
Okay.
So when MKXL came out, was announced, it wasn't an official thing where it's like, all right, so this is definitely the complete edition, right? This like everyone still had faith that it's gonna be a Combat Pack 3. Way up until um, before Injustice, um, this is way up until 20. I want to say 17 when one of the Injustice 2 trailers came out. It wasn't the first one. This is like after Wonder Woman. It's like part of the Rockstar are being real at this point. And they just announced Robin, Poison Ivy, and Bang in a cinematic trailer. Oh, and Brainiac. But all that being said, though, they everyone else for that entire time thinking like, oh, we're still gonna get Fire Pack 3, Combat Pack 3, because and there's some things like yeah you can joke about, but some things like when you know how much somebody wants something, you should. There's something you probably just don't want to joke about. Cassie's fatality from MKX is a prime example, where she breaks her jaw and takes a selfie with it,
Yeah.
and you literally have Ed Boon face in there saying, Hey, did anyone find Fujin yet? Like, oh, so Fujin's in the game somehow. You can play with him. That's the character everyone wanted. It's like you're joking about something that literally everyone else has been serious about. And then we look, and then so there's no thing like saying in stone like this is definitely the complete edition. We're done doing stuff for this game, and that sucks because like, well, man, we still wanted to, we still had hope for it because you didn't do the things we asked because we're getting like more guest characters than we are more combat characters. And I know that there's a bunch of casuals playing, so that's kind of why they do the guest characters. And I get it, but it's just like Rain, for example. I'm not saying Rain need to be in this whole cinematic story thing either, but you know how many people would have flipped their shit if Rain was announced with this entire thing as well?
It would have been pretty big, yeah. That's for damn sure. Or,
Mm-hmm.
for the hardcores for sure.
Yeah, but just like for example, like people would have probably like I don't know if you had the chance to look at it. Did you look at Breast?
No, I haven't.
Um,
I've been doing a bunch of stuff for.
well, but I sent you a video though, right?
Yeah, yeah. You
Yesterday,
sent it to me. Yeah, I'll be checking it out definitely. As I edit.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is just in general, but like his reaction. So it's literally what I sent you was the his reaction to the friendships, and it's like, all right, RoboCop, and it's like, they're get over here. Scorpion brings in the teddy bear, and like the confetti and the balloons fall down, and he's like, yay! And then they go to the next screen, which has all of the costumes everyone always loved, and he literally was speechless and gasping for air at that point. Okay, it had his favorite skin. He said multiple times is Deception Scorpion, and Deception Sub Zero. And when you see something, and it's like, yeah, that's the true Mortal Kombat reaction because like he was floored because that's literally what he's been asking for since X. Literally what he's been asking for almost all the time, every game. But it's just like, because everyone was thinking like, oh, with the gear system, like, oh yeah, he can make the when Injustice too, like, oh yeah, you can use the gear to make any version, any character. Like, oh, for real? So we can make Deception Scorpion, make Deception Sub Zero? Well, no, but like, well, then that's not what I want still.
Yeah. That's why I like the concept of skins more than gear pieces because they
Yeah.
can make just full classic stuff and not have to worry about, oh, well, you can kind of have MK2 Sub Zero, but you can't quite, or stuff like that. Just to make a quick example. Um, so yeah, and that's just the thing, man. Like you can't really you can make casuals excited, but you can't do what you can do to the hardcore fans. I just feel like nowadays, and of course this is of course an excellent thing that they're doing, but up until this moment they did a lot of things that were definitely not quite aimed towards the hardcores as much as it was aimed towards just your average person. And I'm really really happy that they've come out swinging with these classic costumes and with them the classic stages and stuff like that. So I just feel like this this could definitely be the moment where going down the line in the future we look back and like this is where NetherRealm got back on track. This is where NetherRealm started to win back the fans after two very disappointing games for different reasons. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
just a series of very large mistakes in general. So this could be the moment that where they redeem themselves or they start to redeem themselves. Of course still has to
That's
be seen what it is, but or what the actual end
well.
product is.
And one thing I want to say too, because for example, with the Aftermath pack and stuff, you get all three characters. We know that much for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, it was literally right on home screen of my Xbox today. What everything you get, and now it's not. Of course, fuck you. But my point being is one of their biggest things is like, oh, we want to. Oh, there it is. It's like one of those things like, oh yeah, well, they this sells more than others. Like, all right, you wrap them all in one big bow. I don't care about that. But one thing as well, keep in mind. Oh shit. But no, you don't get, for example, you can't get automatically get the. Crap, sounds really annoying.
Loud as shit.
You don't get those. Yeah, it was literally out here like, oh fuck, I ain't not gonna play sounds with it, but no, you don't get. Oh, that's cute. So instead of like the words being in red or white when they went to a friendship, it's literally a yellow star with pink writing. But no, you don't get those really cool classic costumes that Die Hard fan. He even have the. I forget he has like the slash even with bad eye. You only get those skins if you pre-order, like we talked about, pretty much.
Yeah, which we have to get
And
on that.
that,
I have to remember to do that as soon as I
I
can.
I might just honestly do this right after this conversation. I haven't
Yeah.
decided yet. To see how much I have left, but if not, I'll do it next Monday for sure. But yeah, it's one of those things that is just like if you see how many people are actually on pre-order, it, even in this pandemic, and it was a lot too. Like that kind of, and you can think about like, oh, well, people really want the other person that, well, they really want a RoboCop. Like, no, no, it's the fucking skins. It's mostly that Sub Zero skin that we wanted since it was invented, and don't want to ever lose ever again. You take it away from us, we might riot. Like you, I don't care how you do it. You got to make sure that that skins in that each game going forward now. Same thing
Yeah.
with the Scorpion skin. Like they
It's
in the past 3 games, this skin has been in there one way or another.
they've become iconic.
Exactly. Like more than even the classic ones. Like the classic ones are just all right. Yeah, we're kind of bored with that. And I was like, let's get something that we haven't seen in a while, and this graphic design yet. But yeah, it's just it's nice to like that. I think talking about like I'm going to support the movie regardless now, but it's like my biggest thing is I'm worried that is if it's going to like have the same problem we had with NetherRealm Studios where we judged it on so many levels, and then literally in one case it changed our entire one day it changed our mind, which I hope is the case, honestly. Or it's going to be the opposite effect where it's like um we give it all the hope in the world, and it's like it doesn't lead up to it because at the end of the day, it's we don't know much about it. I will say that, but it's like I want everything more Kombat to do well.
Yeah, I'll say like I don't think that either the movie or this DLC is really make or break for the franchise in their respective media, but I will say especially the game, like I feel like they're kind of at a crossroads where they can either knock it out of the park and get themselves, like I said, back on track and back in the when it comes to the hardcore fans, get themselves back in the positive side of things, or this can be something that really gets us hyped up. We spend $40, which, like you said, it's not a small amount, especially now where people are out of work. You know, so unemployment rates all over the world are through the roof. We're all struggling, or not all of us, but most people are definitely struggling because of this, or definitely having a harder time than before. So $40 is a pretty big investment. It's over half of what you get for a full price game at release. So it's a lot of money. On paper, what they're giving us is fine. Like it's worth it. But I also thought the same thing when I ordered the combat pack and when I ordered all the pre-order bonus and all that stuff. I thought, okay, it's gonna be worth it, and I got screwed over, in my opinion. If they do the
Mm.
same thing, considering the issues in the world right now, I think it'll be even worse. And they need to nail this. If they don't, it's going to be very, very bad, and I think they're going to set themselves up pretty poorly for the future. So they're taking a risk right here, but it's one that if they are successful with, it's going to be a big payoff. Now, what we, like me, you, Nethercast, what we believe is a failure isn't the same thing as what your average person believes is a failure. Angry Joe, he's arguably my favorite. All right, he's probably my favorite YouTuber, and he is actually in the process of developing a Mortal Kombat board game. So he definitely has a lot of history with the game. It's his favorite fighting game series, all that stuff. He has consistently, from MK9, MKX, and MK11, given extremely high ratings to the games. I think MK11 a little bit lower just because of the controversy, but other than that, he's pretty much always had extremely high praise. Now he always
Really?
says,
I
yeah.
thought he was always angry.
Sorry, what?
I thought he was always angry.
He's at Mortal Kombat, or
Yeah,
just
I thought he was. No,
no, no, no, no,
well,
no,
in both. Yeah.
no, no, no. Like yeah, he's always been. I think he gave MK9 a 9 or something like that. MKX, it may have been a 10. Just I mean, maybe he's like just trying to follow the gimmick like M9 and 10. But he's given each one extremely high. I think MK11 was maybe an 8 just because of the controversy, like I said, in the RNG. But other than that, he's always had extremely high ratings. And he's always been very, very, very positive about the story mode. And like I said, he's somebody who's developing a board game for Mortal Kombat. So if somebody who's connected to the series itself and has been playing the series the entire time considers that story mode with all the flaws in all three of the games that have come out with the full story modes, not counting versus DC, if he considers that, imagine what the more casual players are going to feel like. So what we believe is a failure for a story point of view isn't going to be the same as what the majority of people believe. You know what I mean? So it might not it might not have the same impact on what they what how they feel for the series as it would on us. I feel like the hardcore fans, if they blow it right now, they might have just definitively, not like we're not going to buy the next game, but like they might have definitively lost all faith that we had in them, and that would
Well, was
definitely
there
be
one thing that
devastating.
surprised me though to kind of tell you how good this was yesterday? Fort Snake. Now, if you want somebody who's angry a lot, again, this is no shade to him, but someone who's angry a lot, especially what they've done in the past, was this is their writing, this is the way they do things in general. Injustice, I'm not sure he did Injustice to you, but like within Injustice, MK9, MKX, he's been critical about it, like very much so. To the point that's like I use it as a funny view sometimes. It's like, wow, yeah, this is a really long list of shit they've done. That's not good. He gives it his props sometimes, but he literally like he says he literally does like a few conditions on what because they can still make a break at the same time. We don't know what they might do with this, especially the story mode part. But they gave us characters we wanted. They gave us costumes we always wanted. And hell, with the story mode, they could honestly fix Sindel's whole story thing they screwed up on.
They
But it's one
could.
of those things that, yeah. I'm telling you, like that's kind of like if they unless they fuck up all those things again, this is a great game again. It could come right back into good graces, but
Yeah,
you just have to wait it out now.
we have to wait and hope that they get more hits than they do misses. And like you said, this is a chance for them to retcon a lot of the mistakes they made, and not have us sit on them for years and years, just getting more and more pissed off and annoyed. This is a chance for them to right a lot of wrongs and set us up for the future. So I am definitely excited about this. And like you said, man, like this has really changed. Like it was literally a few days ago we said we have we have pretty much no interest in the game, and all of a sudden, look at us, we're potentially gonna be streaming MKX and 11 story modes. We're gonna be doing, we're excited about this shit again, and it was completely unexpected and completely out of nowhere for, not of course the characters we already knew, but this whole story thing was just completely unexpected. And
MK Aftermath out of nowhere. Boom.
oh my god, aftermath out of nowhere. Oh my god! Shank's not dead! He's not dead! He about ripped him in half! Oh my god! Ed Bill with the stunner! He just stoned Thomas! He's dead! Just all this random bullshit.
Oh fuck!
uh,
It's like, oh shit, we should definitely make a meme out of that real quick.
we should.
Like literally just said like hardcore fans, and then just um have Randy Orton like slid across the background, and then just hit him with the RKO and had that Boom's face on it. And it's like and have like as soon as it hit down like MK aftermath, like yep, that sums it up pretty well.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean that might be like
Uh,
the best way to wrap this up.
yeah.
I mean, do you have anything else
But
you wanna say about this or?
oh no, I'm well vented out now.
Okay.
I have nothing else to add. Like I said, I'm looking at this. I will say add this little story to kind of put it, like exactly like how I feel about the entire thing. Um, I was at the gym today and I was just talking, like I said, talking with Leon and stuff. I really wish that was a different trailer too. I was clicking like thinking, oh, that new trailer? No, it's not. I know it's not. I might watch it anyway. Um, but I was on Leon and we were just talking about like within the past 24 hours, like our wallets are I'm not gonna say like they're super thick or anything, but it's like our wallets are like telling us to go buy stuff right now. Because never like the more Kombat thing alone. But I was just telling like I was sitting there like, man, like I'm looking at the my Xbox and it's like, man, that MK Aftermath is looking pretty thick right now. Like I should probably just go ahead and tap that A button on there real quick and then own it already. So it doesn't take that long to fucking download. Because we know it's gonna take fucking forever. It's more story. But then and so if I would say literally like an hour or 20 minutes after after more Kombat Aftermath came out, Dragon Ball Fighters dropped their trailer for Ultra Instinct Goku, and that's not. It was like that was still good, but it's like he's like looking at the part. He was just going through his Xbox yesterday, and he's like, they're like, oh, for both fire packs for the first two rounds of DLC, you can get every character in there, plus also they came with it for $20 now.
Mm, that's a pretty good deal.
And he's like, yeah, that's a great deal because that's 10 characters for $10. Because usually it's $25 per pack.
Yeah.
And like, man, like Dragon Ball Fighter Z is looking pretty thick. He's like, if I don't play right now, I don't even play that often. It's like, but you would as well if you have those characters as well. Like, well, kind of, yeah. Like, it's literally like even with the state of this, I guess you can call it the state of the union. It's like, yeah, I'm down to pay that money for. I mean, part of me wants to kind of buy it twice again, so I have the hard copy of it too. But it's like, stop being greedy, honestly. Just buy the one time, and maybe you can go back and get the other piece if you want it that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's the thing. So like MK, so in the past, what? How long we're talking for?
45
In the
minutes.
past almost, yeah, in the past 45 minutes, we have learned that we need to treat everything will come back equally on its own feet. So anime movies get its own critique. Don't compare it to anything else. Just watch it for what it is. The live action movie, same thing. If they fuck up, that's on the live action, not the game. And if the game's fucked up, we can't blame the movie for it. We just have to. They're all gonna have their own different continuity now, so just go with it at this point. We also discussed that um, Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball are both looking pretty thick right now, and also that pretty much everything that happened yesterday is the equivalent of we all got hit by an RKO out of nowhere. So with those three statements, you can choose what you want to call this one. But
Friendship out
yeah,
of nowhere.
uh, that kind of hit everyone the same way too.
Yeah.
Or deception out of nowhere. I don't know. Call it whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, we'll come up with
Because the
something.
biggest thing that's Fuji out of nowhere, aftermath out of nowhere, friendships
Hype out
out
of
of
nowhere.
nowhere, Shredder out of nowhere. Because everyone calls it no one calls it deception. Everyone calls it the Shredder skin. You know it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But this still picture, if you go on your Xbox later tomorrow, I guess for you, if you go to the aftermath thing, just go to it and don't like buy anything yet if you don't want to. But this still with Fusion, MK3, Nightwolf, and Shang Tsung is looking. This looks like a great. This is what I'm paying $40. But this picture quality is fucking bomb as fuck. Man, I'm gonna watch it. I know it's not a different trailer, but I'm gonna watch it anyway.
All right.
Yeah, it's not a different trailer,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much. Yeah, I don't have anything to add for that either. So it's like, if at the end of the day, you just gotta kind of make a judgment call, and if you can afford it and you want to support it, that's the best way you can do. That's like, if you want to show them that you like we mentioned the other day, it's like if you want to show them you want more story DLC as opposed to, just characters and stuff like that, then you gotta support this and show them like stories where it's at and stories what we want. So I'll be supporting it as soon as I know I can,
before,
not yeah, like comfortably afford it. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
Like
I get that.
everybody's understands what I'm talking about. It's like it's not easy.
Yeah,
Priorities nowadays, and of course, I'm sure depending on what country you're into, there's different governments are helping in different ways and things like that. So of course, everybody has to decide on what's best for them and what they can do. So you know, hopefully all you guys out there that are listening, hopefully you guys are gonna be able to get it and enjoy it, like and just have a good quality experience on May 26th or 27th or wherever you are, whatever day it is when it comes out. For I think Australia might be like the 28th actually. It's just depending on what time
ooh,
they
that
actually
sucks.
drop it and stuff. So pretty weird, but yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little chat we had. We weren't necessarily sure what we're gonna like release as a regular episode or just kind of chat amongst ourselves. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you think, and about all the things we discussed, and anything you guys want to talk about. Be sure to let us know, and we'll be sure to get back to you ASAP. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Later, guys.